Welcome back to PartnersDogs. We are excited to check back in on Booker and Nash during their second week here at our school and see what other challenges they have presented to both Megan and Monica so far.
So he notoriously has issues working around other dogs. He typically will have hackles up, growling, lunging, so we're working on building the threshold. He's beginning to anticipate my turn, so he's starting to cut me off. So we're just gonna switch our directions. If we're getting that engagement, we're gonna treat fairly regularly at this point. Booker, good boy. Right now I'm going for redirection. I don't necessarily want to correct him in the loading phase. You can see he's staring over at the Dane. You gotta chew! Gosh! Good boy. However, even though he's glancing over at the Great Dane, he's still choosing to check in with me. So I'm going to reward that. As they start to settle into the environment that they are brought into, from there we begin adding movement and going toward the dogs to help encourage socialization, but not making it a requirement. Again, even if we hit leash pressure there, Karma, hey, Garmita! I'm not gonna force socialization if the dog isn't comfortable with the other dog. I'm going to always advocate for the dog's needs. Ideally, fence to fence isn't my all-time favorite. If the dog's pushy, making the other dog uncomfortable, I'm just gonna add leash pressure and begin teaching the dog an out. Out is sometimes implied, other times, out is verbal. Nash, out. So there I'm gonna say out, adding a little bit of leash pressure and just redirecting him to move elsewhere. So today was their first day of full dog socialization. Cheryl and Scott said that they do really, really well off leash. However, on leash, we tend to see more problems, whether it's a little bit of a pushy behavior, lunging at the end of the leash to get to the dog, the inability to monitor and mitigate their own emotions. I want them to be able to see the dog, understand it's a dog, be excited about it's a dog, however, be able to also ignore that dog. So that's been really, really hard for Booker, as his initial response was to bark, hackles went up, and start to growl a little bit. However, off leash in a daycare setting, Booker did phenomenal. He was able to be in the group with dogs, even on a lead, and start playing. Whereas Nash was a little bit pushy.
I really want to keep Nash a little bit longer than Booker. That'd be the only hiccup we'd have to get over, is making sure that everybody understands
the benefit.
Yeah, it'll be a lot having them both go home at the same time, and Nash has a few behaviors that I want to touch up on before he goes home.
Absolutely, and I think just having the dynamic of being able to really focus their attention in on one dog versus the two is going to be so beneficial for them in the long haul. That'll have that decompression time not only for Booker and really Nash, but also for Scott and Cheryl.
Yeah.
Hopefully Sam can kind of get over the aspect of really just wanting her baby home, and we can find somewhere in the middle to meet, even if it's just a couple of extra days. I think anything on that line was gonna really help, and it's gonna help foster that healthy relationship going home with all of them. Hello, hello.
I can't believe it was 2 weeks ago.
Time flies when you're having fun.
This is our daughter, Sam.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I like to start with what they are doing awesome with. And I think one of the best things they are doing so far is that heel command. They're really understanding of, you know what? I should just walk next to you instead of ahead of you. We did that with distractions as well. Depends on the distraction for both of them. For Nash specifically, it's toys, other dogs. For Booker, it's other dogs. And occasionally, his food. And specific person he enjoys a lot.
If Booker did get scared with something, because Imamba was getting scared with the cardboard. So he had him in the crate and then the cardboard in front of him. But he wasn't like constantly, I don't remember if he was reassuring him. I have to like look through them all again probably, but remember he had him there with the cardboard because he said his crate was safe, but the cardboard was there, and it's okay. And so he kind of like worked around and like kind of by bringing the object closer, you know, like.
And so what I've noticed with Booker is a lot of the things, there's some things that are, it's rational to be afraid of, right? Where though somebody, like, say for example, because I know you work nights and stuff like that, where if they come home or somebody comes home and it's dark outside and all of a sudden it went from peaceful to there's energy level change.
Yeah.
To me, reasonable reaction, right?
Okay.
Okay. hey, somebody's around.
Yeah.
Now an inanimate object, like said Christmas decoration, well,
Yeah.
it's not really moving. So with stuff like that, that's where it's gonna be, okay, let's just work through this, like Monica mentioned. Now we're just gonna heal. With Booker, the second that he understood that you were taking control of the situation for him, he was great.
As Megan and I welcomed Scott, Cheryl, and their daughter Sam back for their transition day, I started off by giving them the overall updates on both Booker and Nash's progress the past couple of weeks. Some of the biggest positives was their strong heel work over the course of the training camp, along with addressing appropriate play and socialization with our other dogs at the facility. Before we could feel comfortable letting them take either just Booker or both of them home, we needed to be sure we saw that they could continue the obedience and structure once they returned home.
Nash, heel.
Good. Now drop that leash in your left hand.
Oh, that's it. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
Nope.
So it's okay to grab it for that correction, but as soon as you correct, drop it again.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
I just don't want you to have both hands on the leash at all times, because that's typically when we start to stiffen up and tense up and prepare for a pull when it might not come. Nice. I'm glad that we were able to keep Nash.
Yes.
I'm super glad we were able to keep Nash.
I think it's really gonna help long term.
I do too, yeah.
And I think that when they come back in a couple of days, it's just gonna be a breath of fresh air.
I think it'll be smoother. I think it's gonna be great for them to be able to work with Booker one-on-one for a little bit, get strong in their handling skills, gain that confidence when they get Nash home.
After a couple days of Nash continuing on with more training at our facility, both Scott and Cheryl returned back to our location for Nash's transition home and updated us on how things were going at home with Booker.
Learning for two, your dog and you, PartnersDogs.com.